Hello, I'm Rodney, and this is Aftersun, a podcast about Ugandan film and film in general. Today, following our first episode, I'm joined by the second founder of Aftersun Cinema and Cafe. But you should introduce yourself with your own words.
Hi, Rodney. My name is Kerry Bradshaw, and I'm the co-founder of Aftersun Cinema and Cafe.
Beyond Aftersun,
Mm,
I think we were just talking about your job
mm,
outside of this. Can you
mm.
give me that again?
Yeah, so I'm the MD of Viva Uganda. We are a small health and environmental organization. So we promote a plant-based diet, which is pretty much a Ugandan traditional diet anyway,
Sure.
to help reduce diabetes and heart disease, mostly for middle class Kampalans, where we're seeing like a sharp rise in those non communicable diseases with all the Western foods becoming popular, the sausages and the fried chickens and
Sure.
things. So, yeah, we do some pop up health events and we made a recipe book with all
Mhm.
really nice Ugandan inspired dishes. And then we also have a wildlife arm where we work with Uganda Wildlife Authority in the Bundi Impenetrable Forest. And we work to support the work they do with conserving our gorillas.
Sure.
Yeah.
That's a very interesting shift from film.
Mm,
You also started a cinema.
yeah.
How are those two things connected?
Great question. So for me, it's about community. So, even with the health campaign for Viva, for example, we've realized that people being part of a community, being influenced by their peers, really helps kind of shift their attitudes and their practices. They're much more likely to reduce their meat consumption, for example, if their friends are doing it or if their
Sure.
mum's doing it. So yeah, I've been really focusing on creating, for instance, WhatsApp groups and regular meetups for people that are intentional about their health. And in the same way with the cinema, it really started with friends and then building this WhatsApp broadcast list and building a group of community members that are really intentional about sitting still for 2 hours and
Mm,
consuming art. Yeah, I really love how quiet and how present people are at the cinema and for the conversation afterwards. It's like, for me, a breath of fresh air from being distracted, being on your phone, being busy, whatever. For those 2 or 3 hours you're with Aftersun, um, yeah, and you're allowing yourself to be affected by the art.
the words that I picked out are intentionality,
Mm.
awareness, and community. Those
Mm.
seem to be very important to you.
Yeah, definitely. And yeah, I think for me in my personal life, meditation plays a really big part in my
Sure.
life. I meditate every day and I really value being present with the person that I'm talking to. So I'm very intentional about putting my phone away. I'm very intentional about making eye contact and fostering deep and meaningful connections with other human beings. Yeah.
It's funny, I only recently started my meditation journey as well.
Oh, really?
I'm a bit of a cynic
Uh-huh.
about Eastern state. I'm just in general,
Uh-huh.
just spirituality, but I've had
Yeah.
anxiety for most of my life. And some of the best advice I got, it's not really about the spirituality, it's just about awareness, just being
Yeah.
aware of the patterns in your brain, the way you think,
Yeah.
realizing that you are a being detached from the thought process.
Oh my
You,
God. Yeah.
it's really beautiful. Yeah,
That learning to not take your brain so seriously
exactly. Yeah,
is massive.
yeah.
And when people, I've had anxiety my whole life. And when people suggested meditation to me, I was like, no, that is literally the furthest thing from the truth that, the furthest thing what I think I need to be
Mm.
alone with my brain. In
Yeah.
quiet, no thanks. I already know that I've got all this shit in my head that I say to myself all the time. I don't want to be present with that.
Sure.
But learning about meditation and that there's not really a wrong way that you can do it.
Exactly.
Um, yeah, it's been so beautiful for me, and I now I'm part of an online meditation community.
Mm.
So I meditate with people from all over the world on
Mm.
Zoom for like 30 minutes every day, and it's such a nice reminder as well. A bit like film club actually, everybody on that platform is just really kind. And when someone is speaking, they are quiet and they listen. And yeah, I think that's the kind of vibe that we want to get for the post film discussions as well. Like Loic is so good at holding that space
Agreed.
and making sure that everybody who wants to say something can say something, and letting those different opinions be aired, like completely different opinions, both having a space to be aired. I really love that.
Maybe I'm projecting a little bit, but
Mm-hmm.
would you consider yourself an introvert in a way?
Oh, that's a good question. I think if you asked anybody else that, they would say no.
Mm,
Kerry is so social, like she chats
sure.
to everyone. But yeah, I think in the last few years, I've really started to value quiet time. And I love in the cinema being in the cafe where everything's kind of bustling. But I'm increasingly finding it like so draining and looking forward to just lying still on my
Sure.
bed at night. So yeah, I don't know if can you be a bit of both?
Yeah, no,
Uh,
that's fair.
yeah.
I think the term is ambivert, but whatever.
Oh, okay.
I guess I am projecting because I've always at least my relationship with film has always
Mm,
been very introverted. Like I told Loic,
mm,
I grew up watching films on my laptop in my bedroom. So I assumed, and I guess After Sun as a whole is it represents the opposite. But I assumed that the process of experiencing cinema, experiencing art in general, was
mm,
entirely personal.
mm.
But you guys are taking a very different approach to it.
Yeah. So for me, film kind of comes second after bringing
Mm,
people together
mm,
for a shared experience. So yeah, I love bringing people together because we only have this one life on
exactly. Yeah.
this planet.
Mm,
So to try and fit in as many experiences as possible that make you happy. And I wasn't super into film before I met Loic. Like I
mm,
loved film
mm.
and I loved being affected by film. Like I loved when I saw Grave of the Fireflies
Yes.
like 20 years
Yeah.
ago in a cinema in Oxford, and there was like 120 people in that room looking to my right and my left
Oh yeah.
and just seeing the rows of men
Yep.
with tears streaming down them is so powerful and so validating for having emotions. It's like, oh, I'm allowed to cry because that guy's crying, or I'm allowed to laugh because that guy's laughing. and and it's like that shared empathy of the story that you're being told and that you're consuming. um oh yeah, just is so powerful. And then I think since meeting Loic and his like dissection of movies, and people like you have made me appreciate film even more and appreciate the layers of stories that are told within one kind of main story. Um, and now I can't really watch shit movies. I can't really watch
Agreed. Yeah.
movies that have got
Oh
less
God.
than 6 on IMDb, and I know
I
IMDb is not
know.
the be
That's
all and
fair.
end all.
Yeah.
But in general, if it's
Regularly.
lower than 6 in IMDb,
Yeah.
it's not going to make me feel so many things. So yeah, I really research now what I'm going to spend like
Yeah.
my 2 hours on this
Exactly.
planet Earth on now, because I've experienced amazing films and I don't want to experience shit ones. It's
Hmm.
the same with reading a book, I suppose.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
fair. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I don't. Obviously, I don't entirely agree with the rating systems, but
Yeah.
yes, I think it goes back to intentionality,
Mm,
especially with growing older. I think when I was younger, I tell this story a lot. I used to every single week. What I used to do was grab my pocket money. I used to sacrifice a few days in the week, like 3 days out of the week, and say, okay, I'm not going to eat lunch today. I keep my money, and then on the weekend, I would go to town. We had these bootleg shops,
mm.
and I what I would do was I would literally just walk around, look at the covers, and pick random CDs.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And just like I spent like 50K a week, and
Yeah.
they recognized my face because I just kept funneling money towards them.
Yeah.
And I guess when you get older, it's just not realistic to approach film like that anymore. You like you said, 2 hours. 2 hours when I was 15 is different from 2 hours when I like right now. It's just
Yeah,
it's harder. It's harder to find 2 hours in the
yeah,
day.
exactly. And I suppose financially, thinking about how the cinema makes money and stuff, I'm I'm a bit obsessed with people having a very memorable experience. So then watching a very captivating movie and then having a discussion, something that they can't find anywhere else
Mm,
in Uganda anyway, unless they're at home with their friends, kind of thing. And then the food here
yeah,
being awesome, having like fresh, healthy juice, all that kind of stuff, being in an environment where you want to actually chill for a few
yeah.
hours and stuff. Like, I really want people to go away being like, yeah, that was a good use of my 4 hours on that Thursday night. I'm really glad that I went to that place. I'm really glad that I met those random people in that space that were on the kind of same wavelength as me. Yeah.
I want to go back to what you said about Loic and you.
Mm,
I assumed, I guess I assumed that you did say you worked in BBC, so
mm,
I guess that's fair. You do have a history with film, but you
mm.
said you weren't as invested. Can you?
Yeah. Yeah, so it's a really interesting question. So yeah, at the BBC I was multimedia, so I started up a lot of their podcasts
Okay.
back in the day, like 20 years ago, when it was
Sure.
kind of a new thing. And yeah, did like flash animation on their websites and video. So it wasn't so
Mm.
much like TV production
Ah,
side. It was, but I ran a film club for 10 years in the UK called the Magic Lantern Film Club.
sure.
I don't know if you know Magic Lantern. It's like the first name of projectors,
Fair.
which was
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
a glass box. And we used to show films in super unique locations. So we showed Nosferatu in the Gothic Cathedral in Bristol. We showed Inside Job in the Old Bank of England. We did Human Traffic, which is like a clubbing, 24 hours in clubbing land in a massive warehouse, and then had a massive rave after it. So when I did that, we were also concerned with, the whole experience of the evening. We showed
Mm.
Harold and Maude in an old people's home and got everybody to wear slippers and dress up like old people. So the films were important, but the whole experience was a bit more important. And yeah, I wasn't as focused on the quality or the content or the
Mm.
emotions that movie brought up for me. I was just like, oh, that's a well-known movie that people like. I know a location that would fit in with that movie. Let's do this. And in the same way as Aftersun, a film club, we didn't tell people what movie they were going to see until the evening. So we would just say, turn up with your slippers at this bus
Sure.
stop. And then we hired a bus to take
Oh,
people to the old people's home. And yeah, it was this whole thing. Um, so even though I ran a film club for 10 years, I still wouldn't call myself like a film buff.
sure.
Yeah, and it wasn't until the first film club where we showed Lust Caution,
Mm.
which is a film that I would have never chosen to
Okay.
watch. I was just like, okay, Loic, you do your thing.
He chose last caution. I
Yeah,
was surprised. I think that's a bit. That's especially. I love my country, but we are
yeah,
a bit prudish. We
yeah.
at least we present as prudish.
Hmm.
Last caution is very spicy.
Yeah, yeah. So after that kind of first experience, I was just like, I really enjoyed watching that movie.
Mm,
I really enjoyed thinking about a different country. I really enjoyed thinking about different culture, the characters, like motives and stuff. It just transported me to a completely different place. And yeah, from then on, I was just like, okay, you choose the films.
mm,
I get the community there and make sure that there's drinks and cakes and things. So I think me and Loic are a kind of perfect
mm.
double act. And sometimes I do choose the movies. Yeah, if you came to Aftersun on any given day, you would probably find Loic in the cinema space, and you'd probably find me in the cafe space. Um, yeah,
So cinema as an event,
yeah,
cinema as a conduit for warmth and community. I like that.
yeah.
I
And
like
for
that.
getting out of your house,
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah,
for getting out of your head,
yeah.
for getting out of whatever happened in that day or whatever you're anxious about, putting your life into perspective. Um, Yeah. Have you ever had that when you're having like a low time in your life
100%.
and you watch a movie and you're just like, shit, at least that's not happening to me. And just like the timeline of how life
Exactly, yeah.
goes on, like to watch a movie about 70-year-olds or to watch a movie about kids, or it just reminds you that, yeah. So the main
Mm,
thing I love about meditation
mm,
is that everything is constantly changing. Nothing is staying. From yesterday will never be the same as today. Last year will never be the same as this year. Down to the microscope of the last breath you took is not the same as the breath that you're taking now. And it's that kind of putting stuff into perspective, but also not taking anything too seriously,
sure.
because like we're all gonna fucking die at some point. It's that it like shakes you up a little bit for me, cinema coming and being
Mm,
like, oh yeah, that
it's
as well.
it's almost both celebration and analysis at the same
Yeah,
time.
yeah,
I'm hearing a lot of strong emotions tied with film
yeah.
coming from you. Um, where did all of this come from?
Mm.
Especially with your dad sitting right next to us. I would like to know what your relationship with film was when you were younger.
Mm. Nice.
The question that we usually ask is, "What's your favorite film when you were growing up?"
Yeah. So my favorite childhood movie is The Goonies. Have you seen it?
I watched it a long time ago,
Yeah,
but I
yeah,
did
yeah.
watch it.
It's
Yeah.
just like a coming of age finding treasure
Sure.
in caves.
Yes.
But yeah, movies like that and movies like Stand By Me, where
Mm,
there's a group of mates, like being
of
in a
course.
gang, being part of a club. And I think it does like tie in a little bit with how much I'm constantly setting up clubs. I'm constantly making
Sure.
badges so that people feel like they belong to something, and so that I feel like I belong to something. So yeah, those movies with gangs of kids, because I don't think I had that so much. Like I grew up in Germany, and we moved around quite a lot because my parents were in the army. So to watch a movie about a group of mates that have been
Mm.
friends from birth, I was really jealous of that and really kind of wanted that. Yeah.
How do you feel about Lord of the Rings?
How do I feel about Lord of the Rings? I absolutely love it.
Yeah. I
Yeah, I watched all three at the movies. Yeah, absolutely love it. Little
yeah.
guys for the win all the time.
Sure.
But
Um,
yeah, it's a bit similar actually.
that's what I was
Yeah,
thinking.
Middle Earth. I think also I just love it because it does look a bit like the British countryside.
Sure,
Like,
that's right. I think for a lot of young men, Lord of the Rings was a big moment. It was just specifically with like Frodo and Sam, but in
mm,
general, just a group of guys dedicated to themselves, to each other, but also moving towards a goal. It is community. It's
yeah, it's community. It just made me think that it's only in the last 5 years that I've started learning about, like, is it the Bechdel test? Uh,
Bechdel, yes.
Bechdel test,
fair,
because all those examples are mostly boys or
fair,
guys,
fair.
and I don't think growing up I had like a female apart from like
Sure.
Snow White or Bambi or something
Mm,
like that. Yeah, that I've become super aware of stuff like that.
fair.
Um,
Yeah, it's an issue. Yeah, fair enough. Uh,
I think it's got better though.
it has, it
The
has. I think
Braves and
well, I think with the way America is going right now, it is we're taking a step back, but definitely culturally in general,
yeah,
we're making intentionality. We keep coming back to the word. It's um, creating experiences for more than just one demographic. Definitely.
yeah.
Okay, so I guess coming back to intentionality.
Mm,
What would you like After Sun to become?
mm. Yeah, it's very interesting. I think I've maybe been a bit more focused on the finance. I'm constantly checking like
Sure.
the income, like what events are working, what events are engaging people, and my true answer is I don't know,
Mm,
because, for instance, yesterday I came for the not yesterday Sunday the Thank You for Banking with Us movie. There were only 4 people in the screening, but Loic facilitated a discussion after it.
Mm,
And the discussion was so interesting and so nourishing, um, and really different perspectives and ideas. But yeah, financially, not great. Like to have
sure.
84K of income on a
Mm,
movie that's maybe cost like $250
mm,
for us to screen over the month. But I I just loved the experience. But yeah,
mm,
so in the month after this, we're going to really be analysing what works financially, but also things like the Birds of Uganda podcast listening session,
mm,
which I really pushed for and absolutely loved. Cost us absolutely nothing to put
mm,
on. Sozi, who made that podcast, was just so excited to put it in this kind of environment. 40 people closed their eyes for 45 minutes. There was no visuals in here, and were just transported to the rainforests of Uganda. And then afterwards, had a discussion about what the experience was like, but also, oh, how did you record that? Why did you choose birds? Da, da, da. Um, yeah, but we took like 500,000 in ticket sales for that. So, like financially,
sure.
maybe Aftersun, this experience has made me think that does Aftersun become like a civic centre, community centre type
Mm,
thing?
mm,
Obviously, our USP is films. Um, but yeah, I think we need to delve into our programming. What kind of films will bring people in?
mm,
What kind of events will bring people in? So yeah, for me personally, like that Birds of Uganda was probably my most enjoyable event here, um, because I love the environment and stuff, but because
mm,
40 people went away with like, I have never been to an event like that
sure.
before. I have never been told to close my eyes for 40 minutes with 40 other people, and listen to the hammer cop do its thing. Yeah, so I don't know. I think it would be really important for me and Loic, as well as analysing the financials, to like literally go day by day by how this the events for this month, and be like, what did you really enjoy facilitating? What did you really enjoy doing, kind of personally? And I love like Sozi, for example, in the Birds of Uganda. He's just got so confident
Yeah.
since that event. He's like started printing T-shirts.
Oh,
He's like, yeah, I have got a brand. I have got something that's cool. And I'd like been saying to him for ages, your podcast is absolutely amazing. Like, not just because the production value is amazing, but he talks to people about the cultural significance of the birds. He talks to kids. He talks about the name of that bird in like the 10 different languages in Uganda. Like, it's so interesting and it's so valuable. And I really love the fact that this space has made him more confident about what he's doing. And that's what we would love to help filmmakers do as well.
exactly.
Yeah, and yeah, Loic's kind of been doing the mixtape Sundays.
Mm,
Yeah, and I can really see that continuing to grow. And those two events, those are really good examples of things that we don't actually need lots of money to continue doing. Because the Birds of Uganda, we don't need UCC or Media Council to like put on those kind of
sure.
events. So I can see definitely we'll be doing one-off events more often, maybe like whole weekend events where we hire a space just for a weekend. But yeah, our kind of concrete plan is in November that we will do another month pop up,
Mm,
either here or somewhere else. And that month is going to be like this month on steroids in terms of the
sure.
programming and the crazy events
Sure.
that we would have within that month. Yeah.
You beat me to it on both counts, on both points. On one, speaking as a filmmaker in this country, I can't agree with you more. I think that's part of why this space excites me and why I wanted to start the podcast. I
Yeah.
think we just don't have. I talked about this with Loic. You can spend your entire life learning how to do this, and it's impossible in and of itself, just making a film, just making a project.
Yeah.
But then after you're done with that, what are you going to do with it? I mean, the only options are overseas or in competition with Marvel films on Century Cinemax. It's just it's frustrating that fundamentally the large majority of the country is unaware of our industry as a whole.
Mm-hmm.
And spaces like this directly like combat that problem. I think
Yeah.
it's really exciting. It's really exciting to give people a space to present themselves.
Yeah.
It's because people are doing the work, but when you
Yeah.
don't have a space, it's like it's that thing of the tree in the forest. No one knows it happened.
Yeah. And I'm really interested in geeking out over the maths. So for instance,
Hmm.
the Birds of Uganda, we did a 50-50 profit share
Sure.
with Sozi. So he went away with a nice little chunk of money
Fair.
for putting his event on. And I'm really up for, yeah, helping
And
artists to make money out of what they do. And that's why the cafe and the bar is so important to what we're doing, because if we know, like we had Laboa, a really nice trip hop music band, come on Saturday.
mm,
Titus, the guy from it, is like a developer friend. I just knew him as a guy that makes website. He came to me like 10 days ago and was like, "Oh, kind of do music as well. I'm in a band. Do you mind if we do like a little show?" And I was like, "Sure." He's a really nice guy, so I was like, "Yeah, sure." 60 people showed up for that event.
mm,
Half of them bought food. All of them bought one or two, three drinks.
mm.
It was amazing financially for us that night. Yeah, so to be able to, yeah, give people a platform to do that. Yeah, because I also think there's a little bit of needing to train the audience.
Exactly.
Uh, like, what do you want to spend your money on in this life? What do you want to spend your time on in this life? Do you want to go
Exactly.
to Bandali Rise and buy a bottle of Waraji for 50k with your mates and smoke shisha and do like 5 hours of not meeting anyone new, sitting on high tables, whatever, not being able to talk or hear each other? Or do you want to come and support an artist, have a very inspiring, nourishing
Yeah.
few hours of your life where you're inspired as well in your own creative journey?
It's about giving people options. I completely agree. I think, yeah, most people don't realize that this is an option because
Yeah. You
we
know, that
just, yeah.
makes me, it's random that we talked about my other job. Because when I tell people, and this is UK as well, it's not just Uganda, that I'm a vegetarian and that I've not eaten animals for 28 years now, they're like, "But what do you actually eat? But what do you actually put on your plate?"
Exactly.
And I'm wondering if it's a little bit like that with like, "But
Exactly.
what are you actually doing at the cinema? Like, what, you just watch a thing or you just listen to a thing?"
It's a lack of
Like,
exposure. Yeah.
yeah. And it's almost just getting people to get over themselves and just
Yeah.
try something new, eh?
Mm.
Just try Aftersun
Yeah.
instead of Bandali Rise.
I mean, we've pretty much covered like I said, you beat me to 2 points. I wanted
Mm.
to ask about the day to day, the business of running, because I talked to Loic about the philosophy of it,
Yeah,
and
nice.
like I guess, is there anything else you would like people to know about the day to day? What you would need to keep this
Yeah.
going?
Um, I want people to know that it's possible to
Sure.
do something like this. Like, my favorite thing that could happen from this is someone in Makindi opens a little cinema.
Mm.
Someone in Mayenga opens a little art house cinema. Maybe it's just a 10-seater cinema because they can afford rent for that kind of space. It's got a little bar. Like, that would be so beautiful for me if we inspired people. So yeah, another thing that I want me and Loic to do as part of our communication after, maybe this is how the podcast can help.
Sure.
I want to do a session just on UCC, how accessible and how open and how encouraging UCC have been for us. It's not a load of scary people.
Yeah.
It's just Gonza
Fair.
in his office that's so excited about someone actually doing this. I want to do a whole session on the media council and be like, yeah, it is really expensive to rate a movie, and maybe we can come together and maybe we can influence people to change things. But also, Maggie is just a really nice lady in her office in communications house. Like, all of this is basically just paperwork, and having the energy and being bothered to do paperwork
Mm,
has what's and we've got an admin team, we've got volunteers, we've got a lawyer on our team who has helped us get the fire certificate that we needed for UCC and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, if people could go away also knowing that we haven't done anything extraordinary or crazy, we haven't had to like bribe anybody,
sure.
we've just basically had to do paperwork.
Mm.
um, yeah, registering a company, it's possible. Yeah, you need a little bit of capital, but it's like 300k to register a company. Yeah, that would be so beautiful for me if we inspired other people to set up spaces like this all around Kampala, like there are in most other capital cities. There are community centres in most communities in the UK where anyone can like hire a room, and yeah, it would be amazing if there were more of those in Kampala.
An interview with a UCC person would be lovely.
Yeah,
I genuinely, like, I have so many questions. I have so
yeah.
many assumptions.
Gonza's
Yeah,
amazing.
that's
He's
fair.
so friendly and so yeah.
So, Kerry, this was lovely.
It was really
It was
nice. It
really
was
nice.
so good.
I guess my last question um, is there any film you'd like to recommend to me and the audience?
Mm, yeah, actually, there's a book and a film, and I realise now why I love them both. So, Harold and Maude. Have you seen Harold and Maude?
I have not.
Oh my god! Yes, I'm so excited. Are you going to watch it? So, Harold and Maude is a 1971 Hal Ashby movie
Mm,
um, with an amazing soundtrack. What's it called? Cat Stevens does the whole of the soundtrack. He's changed his name now. He became Muslim. Um, yeah, about a 20-year-old suicidal man who is from a very, very wealthy family, who's basically ignored by his family. And he has an obsession with funerals, meets Maud, who also has an obsession with
sure.
funerals. They just randomly show up at funerals. They're like at the back and pretend that they know people. Anyway, they form this very unlikely friendship. She's 79, he's 20, and yeah, her character, I want to be like her when I get older.
Mhm.
She's just like full of life, and yeah, I'm going to give away too much if I talk any more about it. So her, because I think I relate with her, she's a bit chaotic,
Sure.
and um, yeah, I just got diagnosed like 2 months ago with ADHD,
Mm,
which has been a bit of a game changer for me thinking
sure.
about my brain and stuff. Um, and I think that Maud's got ADHD as well. Like her house is chaotic. She's very like spontaneous, um, but very empathetic and sympathetic, and yeah. And then the book Big Swiss, also because the character is a little bit chaotic and crazy, and
That makes sense.
I'm in a book club, and it's really funny. Like a lot of the people in the book club was just like, no, she was too messy. Sometimes she like slept in a cupboard just because it felt like cozy and warm. And I was just like, yeah, I'd probably do that sometimes if I put a mattress in the bottom of a wardrobe and like feel a bit. And it was just, yeah, it's so interesting. But yeah, they're my two recommendations.
Lovely. I'll get to them. Thank you for speaking with me.
Thank you so much for interviewing.
Sure.
It's so nice
It
to
was lovely.
take a moment to breathe and think about what we've done. So I really appreciate that.
Agreed.